Welcome, Gemini. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your March general reading. This is a general reading. I have laid out the Mayan Tarot in the axis of the horoscope wheel. I will clarify with the African Tarot, and I have 3 oracle decks that I will use throughout this reading. Because it is a general reading, it will not resonate for all of you. I do personal readings, and the information for that you can find in the description box below. I give away a free reading on or about the 1st of each month, and I collect, or accept the winners from the comments section below and from the donations that I previously received. So thank all of you who have participated in that. And moreover, I appreciate your presence here now, and thank you for all the ways that you support me. So let's get started, Gemini, with your overall energy for March. We have the Sun card. The Sun card is resonating for me at this time to be a description of your soulmate journey. And I use that word very specifically to talk about the relationship that you have with yourself, the relationship in which you honor and respect your talents, your gifts, your dreams and desires in a way that helps you to connect deeply with who you are becoming, who you are allowing yourself to become as a result of honoring your talents and the things that you now believe you're worthy of receiving. This process is connected to an older representation of this card in another deck. And it's a deck I refer to often. It's an original Egyptian deck published by the Brotherhood of Light in black and white. And in it, it talked very much about the system of soulmate-ism as being about the connecting with the various parts of yourself. So this is you connecting to your higher self, and this connection is reflected in all of your relationships. So this is something I feel is very active in your pursuit of happiness right now, a familiarity, a getting to know who you are, what your dreams, what your natural talents and abilities are, so that you can allow yourself to pursue those in the face of the expectations of others that may limit or restrict your movement in this direction. In the 10th house, we have the Magician card. And this is really describing this sense of empowerment that I was simply describing here as a result to this holistic connection that you're finding within yourself, where you are identifying your real desires, your authentic self, and the expression of that authentic self that comes naturally to you, that fulfills your purpose to provide service to others, offering your gifts to the world. There is a real synergy, particularly in your community, your social position, the way others see you, the person who can, the creator, who can initiate an idea that reflects not only your talents, your gifts, yourself, but does that toward the purpose of service, toward the purpose of enabling and empowering others, providing access to the same gifts of inner alignment that make this empowerment, this creative moment for you, this opportunity for you to build something that reflects you for them. In the 1st house, we have the Devil card. And it's interesting because the Sun card is bringing me into a memory of another representation of the sun as the product of soulmates. And that is in very distinct contrast to your focus on freeing yourself from those very relationships that don't allow you to speak to your own innate connection and alignment with what it is that you want to pursue, what it is you desire. These are the forces in your life, and they feel somewhat oppressive, a lot of pressure you may be experiencing in stepping into the responsibilities or the roles that others have assigned to you, not those that you have freely chosen. And as a result of that, you are recognizing that there is no recognition of you in these contracts, in these negotiations. There's only the vision of you as a replaceable or movable part rather than as a unique creator. And this is exactly the energy that you are encountering in your own mundane life through the cultivation of patterns and habits that help you to release negative habits, things that you recognize as creating an unhealthy dependency or sense of obligation or responsibility in your life. In the fourth house, we have the Warrior of Swords or the Knight in Swords in some decks. And this is really the energy that is being required of you, this dispassion, this ability to set your feelings aside so that you can make the rational, thoughtful choices and moves that are required of you to gain the grounding that you need to move into this position of greater personal power and greater sense of peace, happiness, joy, and in that place of greater joy and self-fulfillment, deeper connection to who you are more empowered to create from a place of joy and passion that is signaling greater abundance, greater productivity, greater creativity, and more prosperity, opportunities to grow, stability and security for you. Here you're simply opening yourself up to the exploration and the discovery of those things that will be, those methods, those strategies that will bring your heart's desire closer to you, that will bring you closer to a sense of deserving the happiness that you are pursuing, because you must believe in that truth in order for it to manifest in your life. So you are working on the belief in yourself, the trust in your natural gifts and talents. In the seventh house, this is the house of significant relationships. The Seven of Staffs is the energy of your convictions. This is the energy of you setting clear boundaries, you eliminating those relationships that do not prioritize your support or success, aid to your vision as important. You're clearing away those allies who are not truly in alignment with the vision that you see. And it doesn't mean that they have to be working towards the same thing. They simply need to respect and recognize those things that you've identified that will bring you happiness, that will build on your expertise. And that is about building on the things that you do well, that make you happy to do, that you can work at endlessly because they feel good as a process of expressing who you are. The Seven of Staffs is also a verification that you're on your path, and that a kind of defensiveness that you may display in your relationships is because you're seeking to protect your space, to stand up for yourself. in the face of overwhelming responsibilities and obligations that do not come organically from your own experience or desire. I'm going to pull a Soul's Journey card, Gemini, and hope if this reading is resonating for you that you'll like this video, share it with someone who may enjoy it, comment below, and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. And thank you to all of you for all the support you give me. And I pull the Health card. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. This is interesting because there is a sense here that you are discarding the stories that have been told about you or labels that have been assigned to you. And in doing that, you are removing a tremendous amount of a pressure, the pressure that may lead to a lower vibration and that may open you up, make you vulnerable to a lessened productive life. And for you, productivity right now is key to your happiness. You have so much energy and talent to give, but if it is being manipulated and maneuvered by others, then you are lessened in your motivation to work towards whatever it is others are expecting of you. Carving your own place out of that is essential for your well-being, your overall holistic health. And from Flora and Fauna, I pulled the Lobster card. And this card is associated with the plant, the trumpet creeper. And the key word is release. Explore your deepest emotions. Vulnerability leads to new experiences and understandings. I like this. I love the idea that vulnerability is a place where you understand that your greatest growth comes from a deeper understanding and connection of who you are. And that does require a vulnerability because you're discarding the easy labels that have been assigned to you, and you're looking underneath that at who you are without that. What do your talents and gifts offer to you? And that requires a kind of honesty that can make you appear vulnerable to others. I'm going to clarify the Devil card in the first house with the Fool, in the second house, and the Nine of Wands in the third house. Well, you're definitely preparing yourself to move into this place as a social beacon. You are really focusing on releasing these old stories and on identifying the things that give you pleasure, that give you purpose. You're returning to your purpose as a result of the faith and belief in yourself that you are working on restoring to your sense of who you are. You understand at your root, you must believe yourself. You must trust yourself. And that requires a self-knowledge that you are working on uniting or aligning in terms of understanding what your goals are, what things you consider successful, where you need success in order to feel on purpose, on task in terms of providing, turning your gifts over to the collective. You have worked at this for many times. You have been, I'm sensing you've worked hard in contributing to the prosperity of others. You have attempted to carve out of that space your own unique vehicle. And although you have been greatly damaged, you've worked repeatedly at this effort you have not given up. You are determined. You understand that success is close at hand, but success for you is in establishing your own unique journey. And in that way, that is the greatest value for you, that will empower the sense of creativity and expression that you are representing to others. The Knight of Wands in the 4th house is clarified by the Ace of Wands in the 5th house and the Star card in the 6th house. Yes. It's interesting that working with others is what has helped you to gain your sense of faith and hope. It has pulled you through what appears to be a very dark and somewhat oppressive time of making an unrewarded contribution to your efforts, your work, your creativity, your experience in the world, so that you have manifested this new opportunity that is resonating with this ability to create and build something that expresses you, that releases your creative energies and infuses them in the project that you are building. And through that, you have gained, as part of the release of the expectations of others, the manipulation or the assigning responsibilities and obligations from others to you, and releasing that has built up your sense of miracles, the miracles you've observed in working with others, just as you're experiencing some kind of a health miracle that could be mirroring the sense of releasing, allowing yourself to be vulnerable so that you can shine forth. You can see a vision, you have a vision, and that's what is motivating this desire to build something, to manifest this opportunity for greater creative expression. The 7 of Staffs in the 7th house is clarified by the 6 of Pentacles in the 8th house and the King of Pentacles in the 9th house. We started with this vision of soulmateism, and I use that word in a very specific way. Hopefully, I'm not feeding into a kind of superficial illusion around soulmates in the world, perfect partner, perfect match. That is illusory. What I'm referring to is a system that begins within oneself, and that is a deeper connection of your higher and your mundane selves, so that you are understanding that all your relationships are a reflection of this sacred contract you have with yourself. And that sacred contract begins to impact on all exchanges of energies with others, so that you are making space, not simply to provide service and value to others, but to receive the same in return. And when I say the same, I'm not talking about equality, I'm talking about equity, that you work from your place of strength and you allow others to do the same. That means giving from a place of strength, allowing yourself to receive the rewards of your efforts. And that, again, takes a sense of faith and belief in who you are and faith in your worthiness to receive the rewards of your efforts, to accept that, to make space for that, to recognize the wisdom of that. To give is a form of receiving, and to receive is a form of giving. And that is a way of honoring the divinity in others as you have tapped into your own potential. The King of Pentacles is showing you as already a master of the material plane. The word mastery is another word that is fraught with all kinds of hierarchical suggestions that I don't mean to imply. This is not about being better or worse than others. This is a functional image of you as being in control of the resources at your command, so much in control that you recognize that by modeling your ability to achieve stability and security, you can be generous with your model of behavior, helping others to attain the same kind of security and stability within themselves, being willing to show others the way that you've learned to gain this sense of personal creativity. This supports the creativity that is your goal, that is your social model, and the social model that you represent to others. The magician in the 10th house is clarified by the King of Swords and the 10 of Cups. This is beautiful. So we're really describing a process of achieving abundance. But the abundance you're looking for is not simply the abundance of things or resources. It's the abundance of the ability to share and exchange with others in a way that is equitable. This desire to establish and be curious about your own assumptions, your own beliefs, your own faith in yourself is really taken to a larger social scale and level in the experience of the King of Swords, where you facilitate the search for deeper meaning, the search for deeper truth among your tribes, your groups, your organizations, your affiliations, in your community, in your multiple communities. You facilitate discussions and negotiations about value, worth, and exchange. And that includes the exchange of information as well as resources to achieve whatever goals you collectively agree to. But it's all about elevating your value and access to the resources that each needs to fulfill that purpose, that sense of mission, in a way that's safe, in a way that is vulnerable. So this is about honoring that vulnerable space. That space of openness to new ideas, openness to challenging your own expectations, your own assumptions about the way things should be, opening up to new possibilities, not only sharing, guiding, telling your stories of overcoming difficulty, but being changed by the stories of others. I'm going to finish up this reading, Gemini, with a crystal oracle, and I hope very much that you will consider a personal reading from me. I have pulled the Sunstone, and we're looking at the beautiful keyword empowerment. And the mantra reads, I am empowered in all areas of my life. Thank you, Gemini, for this beautiful reading. Until next time, namaste.